Warning, this video might offend you. Good morning, Center of Hope. Well, it's March, and I'm in here to talk to you about something that I'm sure a lot of us are familiar with, being offended. Now, the reason I started off by saying that this video may offend you is because what I'm about to say might not sit right with some people, may not sit right with you. I know it didn't sit right with me when I first heard it. In fact, it borderline offended me. What I have to say, being offended is a choice. You're choosing whether or not you want to be upset by something or not. Now, hold on just a second. You're telling me that whenever I get offended, that's something that I'm choosing to do? Yes. Whether it's consciously or subconsciously, quickly or slowly, you are choosing whether or not you are being offended. Now, let me tell you a story, because I have firsthand knowledge and experience about this. There was a person in my life who did something to me, and it hurt me. It upset me beyond belief. And believe me, I was seriously offended, and a lot of people would say, rightly so. And perhaps at the beginning, it might have been justified being offended. However, the longer the time frame went, the worse the offense was getting, and pretty soon I found myself, whenever that person's mind, or whenever they popped into my mind, whenever their name came up, whenever anything having to do with them came up, my jaw would actually lock up and I would grit my teeth, and I would get so physically upset when I heard them. Now, was that doing me any good? Absolutely not. Was it affecting them in any way, shape, or form? Absolutely not. My pastor once told me that being offended at somebody and holding a grudge against somebody and them not knowing it is the same as you drinking poison and hoping it's going to affect them. Because, my friends, that's what being offended can do to you. It can cause you to change your life dramatically while you hold on to an offense that another person may not even know about or care about. Sometimes people offend you on purpose. Do they care? No. Can you do anything about that? No. Can you do anything about the way you feel? Yes, you absolutely can. I want to read you a couple of scriptures here. One's from Proverbs 19, verse 11. Good sense makes one slow to anger, and it is to his glory to overlook an offense. That sounds to me like it is a choice for you to be offended. I know in the situation I was talking about, once it came to light that I was holding on to this bitterness and this offense for so long, and it was actually physically starting to hurt me, I had to let it go. I had to let it go, and I'll tell you how I did that in a minute. The second one I want to tell you about, the second scripture I want to read, is from one of my favorite books of the Bible, James 1:19. Know this, my beloved brothers, let everyone be quick to hear, slow to speak, and slow to anger. Now, what does that mean? To me, it means you choose whether or not you want to be offended. And I know, again, I keep saying that, but practically, how does that work? Well, this is how it works for me now. And am I perfect at it? Absolutely not. Do I still get offended? Yeah, I do. I'm human. Do I get offended less now than I used to? I like to think so. This is why. When somebody says something to me, if I see something that doesn't quite sit right with me, I actually have this conversation inside my head. Okay, do I really want to be upset by this? If I do want to be upset by this, what is the good outcome going to be from this? Are they going to know? Are they not going to know? Is it going to help you in any way, shape, or form? If it lines up as being no, it's not going to help me, it's not going to be good for me, they're not going to know, then I choose to not be offended. I actually physically do that in my head. Is this worth being offended about is actually what I wrap all that up as. And 9 times out of 10, no, it's not. Choosing to be offended is something that we all need to do all the time. Now, let's get back to what I was talking about before. That situation I was in, where I was so offended by something that it was actually hurting me. It doesn't hurt me anymore. In fact, that person doesn't bother me anymore, and there's a massive reason as to why that is. I can tell you the day that it happened. I was on the way to work, driving to work, and I'm driving down this side street, and it was a beautiful little side road in London here. That it was in the springtime. The trees are all just nicely out in leaves. The colors are beautiful. The air was sweet and fresh, and that name popped into my head, and I felt my hands tighten on the steering wheel and my jaw clench, and I realized, what am I doing? What am I doing? And so I said, physically actually said this out loud while driving, and I'm sure it probably would look a little funny if you saw me driving by. I said, God, please take this away from me. I don't want to be offended and be bitter anymore. And I said that through gritted teeth, and it was really difficult to say. But you know what? I felt better after saying it. And after that, anytime that person popped into my head, I would physically say that again. And it took a long time, I've got to tell you, of me constantly saying that over and over again. But now, when that person pops into my head, I no longer have the clenched jaw. I no longer get upset by the person. Even when other people try to point out bad things that they're doing, not my problem. My reaction now is this: God, please take this bitterness away from me. Take this offense away from me. I don't want it. And please bless them and love them in whatever it is they're doing. Bless their life now. It's a long time coming to that, but I feel good in doing that now. That was a large mountain for me to climb, and I didn't think one I was ever going to get over. But somehow I did. The only reason I did is because of God, and I know that. And now I choose to not be offended, because I lived through that, and I know that God can help me through anything, including being offended. That's what I wanted to talk to you guys about today. So if you're being offended by things, maybe justified. It might be something that people would say, yeah, you're in the right on. But being offended all the time, maybe not a good thing. It's your choice. Only you can choose whether or not you want to be offended and how you want to handle it after you are, or if you are. That's all I want to talk to you guys about today. Once again, if you like the videos, please send a like down below. If you want to comment on things that you want to hear us talk about, please do that. We really love to hear your feedback. And yeah, so we can make more videos that you would like to hear. Please send a comment down below. All right, have a good day.